WWE sponsor Slim Jim is reportedly pulling their sponsorship from tomorrow's Royal Rumble Premium Live event following the Vince McMahon lawsuit that was filed yesterday with bombshell allegations made against the TKO executive chairman. We've got plenty of details on that. Plus, is there even going to be a press conference after the Royal Rumble Premium Live event? Details on what some sources are suggesting when it comes to the Royal Rumble presser. Could Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné appear at tomorrow's Premium Live event, the Royal Rumble? We've got all of the details on that. Tony Khan teases that 2024 AEW is going to be the next 2021 AEW. What does he mean by that? Plus, Triple H arrives for Royal Rumble weekend. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Of course, the story dominating the headlines is still the fallout from the bombshell lawsuit filed against Vince McMahon, WWE, and former Executive Vice President of Talent Relations in WWE, John Laurinaitis. And now the fallout is seemingly finding its way to the Royal Rumble Premium Live event tomorrow in Florida, but particularly when it comes to sponsors rethinking if they want to be associated with WWE amid all of the ongoing allegations against one of its most senior figures. Now, amid the latest scandal that has engulfed WWE, Slim Jim are reportedly pulling their sponsorship from Saturday's Royal Rumble. Slim Jim have long been associated with WWE and professional wrestling in general, but according to WrestleVotes, they will no longer be involved with the Royal Rumble. Now, it is unknown if they will remain partners for future events. Of course, WrestleMania is coming up in a few months' time, but certainly, as of right now, the report or the suggestion is they're not going to be involved in tomorrow's Premium Live event. This is the tweet that WrestleVotes put out earlier today. They said, quote, "Hearing rumblings that Slim Jim has notified WWE they are pulling their sponsorships from tomorrow's Royal Rumble event. It is yet to be determined if they will remain partners in the future." Now, this was actually followed up with a statement from Slim Jim themselves. This comes from Post Wrestling. Of course, as I mentioned, Slim Jim was meant to be a presenting sponsor of the Royal Rumble at Tropicana Field on Saturday, but has opted to pause its involvement with WWE and provided the following statement. Again, this comes from Post Wrestling, saying, quote, "Slim Jim values integrity and respect in all of our partnerships. Given the recent disturbing allegations against Vince McMahon, at this time, we've decided to pause our promotional activities with WWE. This decision reflects our commitment to our brand values and responsibility to our community. We will continue to monitor the situation and base our future engagements on our values and what's best for our brand." Once again, that's a statement coming from Slim Jim there. Now, WWE and Slim Jim, owned by Conagra Brands, entered into a multi-event deal last summer and was reported to be WWE's largest sponsor. The agreement called for advertising across WWE's platforms, including live events, in stores, on social channels throughout the year as well. As I mentioned, this first came after the tweet in question by WrestleVotes. This was a big sponsorship, a big deal for WWE. Of course, we did see at bigger events last year, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, heavy Slim Jim promotion. Of course, LA Knight won the Slim Jim Battle Royal at SummerSlam to become really the face of the promotion alongside Bianca Belair. We also saw the Slim Jim car arrive at Survivor Series as well. Now, this Slim Jim decision comes after TKO executive chairman and former WWE owner Vince McMahon was accused of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and emotional and physical abuse in a lawsuit filed by former WWE employee Janelle Grant. John Laurinaitis was also accused of sexual assault, and WWE were accused of looking to sweep the allegations against McMahon under the rug. McMahon has denied the allegations, but his future with TKO is currently unclear. Now, it's also unknown if TKO even have the ability to remove McMahon from his position as executive chairman. We spoke about this in the video from earlier today. I'd recommend checking that out. Now, while not directly named in the lawsuit, Brock Lesnar was also heavily referenced in the filing, as Grant allegedly produced, quote, personalized sexual content for him, among other instances. It was thought that Brock Lesnar was set to return to WWE television tomorrow at the Royal Rumble. However, that may now no longer be happening. So what are your thoughts on Slim Jim reportedly pulling their sponsorship from tomorrow's Premium Live event? Do you think this is just the beginning of sponsors looking to back out of WWE? What are your thoughts? What are your reactions to this? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to this Vince McMahon lawsuit and the allegations made against the former WWE CEO, one thing that has been levied towards WWE is the allegation that several people within the company knew that this was going on in regards to Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and Janelle Grant, but they looked to sweep it under the rug or turned a blind eye to it. And certainly one of the criticisms and one of the questions has been, what was really the scope of WWE's investigation into the allegations back in 2022 by the board of directors? Now, a former WWE board member has commented on yesterday's Vince McMahon lawsuit and the board's investigation into McMahon. As I mentioned, allegations of sex trafficking, abuse, and more were made against McMahon in the lawsuit filed yesterday. The suit also called into question WWE's board 2022 investigation into McMahon, quote, sham, and claiming the committee, quote, never even bothered to interview Janelle Grant, the accuser. The following items were listed in the suit. 28, WWE has also attempted to sweep the matter under the rug following media reports that McMahon was involved in a hush money payment scandal. WWE released a statement in June 2022 to announce that a special committee of its board of directors was investigating the alleged misconduct and appointing Stephanie McMahon as interim CEO and interim chairwoman. In this capacity, Miss McMahon publicly affirmed her commitment to doing everything in her power to help the special committee complete its work and to implement its findings, end quote. She also declared the importance of a safe and collaborative workspace. Notwithstanding this public statement, the investigation was a sham. In November 2022, WWE touted the conclusion of the special committee investigation into the misconduct, yet the special committee never even bothered to interview Miss Grant or request any documents, despite Miss Grant stating that she would cooperate. Now, Jeff Speed, former WWE board member who headed up the investigation, commented on the matter to the New York Times. Now, this is what the New York Times said. Jeff Speed, who led the investigation as a board member, described it as thorough and emphasized that Mr. McMahon had, quote, publicly left the company, end quote, while it proceeded. This is what the quote says, quote, I remain confident in our investigation, which included outreach to Miss Grant and engagement with her lawyer, Mr. Speed said in an email sent Thursday by Simpson Thacher and Bartlett LLP, the law firm hired to represent the committee. Mr. Speed, who left the WWE board in 2023, added that he recognized the horrific nature of the allegations in the lawsuit, but that he was not at liberty to comment on what was and what was not learned during our investigation, end quote. Speed is not a member of the current TKO board of directors. Now, in the current Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported the WWE did not respond to questions regarding the suit. WWE talent was told to lay low and not talk about anything other than the Royal Rumble or storyline related things, which kind of goes on to really the next question here, or certainly the next really interesting thing, is that today it has been Royal Rumble Media Day in Florida, and several members of the press have been speaking to several WWE superstars, and as you would expect, some have been asked about their reaction to the allegations and their reaction to the lawsuit, I guess testing what WWE has told the superstars to do if indeed asked about the Vince McMahon allegations. One person who was asked was Nia Jax. Now, she was asked today about Vince McMahon's allegations made against him. On Thursday, as I mentioned, Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon, WWE, and former executive John Laurinaitis. In the lawsuit, allegations of sex trafficking, emotional abuse, and sexual assault were brought against McMahon. McMahon has denied the allegations and said through a spokesperson that he will vigorously defend himself. Now, during Royal Rumble Media Day, Nick Houseman of House of Wrestling asked Nia Jax about the allegations and how it has affected her mentality heading into the weekend. She said, quote, oh, it doesn't, I'm all business, she said, and this business is built on hard work and dedication, and that's what every single wrestler in this room is doing right now. And so we just move forward, and it's, we're going to put on an amazing show. So obviously, Nia Jax not really commenting that much on it, and I guess kind of towing the line that she was told to tow when it comes to not commenting and just focusing on the event and just focusing on storylines. But I suppose this then becomes, the next element of this is, well, if WWE superstars can't really talk about it much, are senior people within the organization, within the company, i.e. Triple H, going to be asked at the press conference? Are they going to comment on the matter? Now, this is quite interesting when it comes to a Royal Rumble press conference. Many people are assuming we will get one, as we tend to get one after big events like the Royal Rumble, like WrestleMania, like SummerSlam, like Survivor Series, and I select other few events as well. But John Alba is reporting today some interesting stuff here. He has said, quote, "For what it's worth, I was told by a WWE rep today it's unclear at this current moment as to whether or not there will be a press conference following the Royal Rumble, as in they had not been told one way or another at this juncture." He continued by saying, "Do not take this as they won't have one necessarily. They just quite literally hadn't been told either way as of this morning." However, with that being said, despite the speculation on whether or not there is going to be a press conference, as of right now, if you go onto the WWE YouTube channel, you can see it right there. There is a live stream ready and set for a Royal Rumble press conference tomorrow after the premium live event. So it would appear that despite the rumors and speculation that there may not be a press conference, WWE is going to continue to persevere and move forward with one. Again, whether or not it still goes through and happens, we'll have to wait and see. What are your thoughts? Do you expect to see a press conference after the Royal Rumble? Do you think they'll answer questions about Vince McMahon? How do you think they'll react to it? Do you think they'll just offer a no comment and move on? Do you think they'll tell members of the press that they can't ask those kind of questions? What do you think is going to happen? What's your reaction to it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné and whether or not they'll be at the Royal Rumble tomorrow. We brought you the story earlier on, suggesting that many people within AEW expect All Elite Wrestling to sign both Okada and Mercedes Moné. Hold that thought because possibly there might be some more hints at this in the future. But there's a bit of a rumor killer coming out regarding Mercedes Moné and Okada in regards to the Royal Rumble this weekend. The Royal Rumble match is a huge staple of WWE's schedule. The January spectacle is renowned for shocks, surprises, and debuts, and many fans are anticipating the twists and turns that could be in store for us tomorrow night. At present, the future of incredible talents like Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné are unknown, and some are wondering whether either of the stars could be gearing up to arrive in WWE in just under 24 hours' time. However, per a new report from PW Insider, it's believed that neither Moné or Okada will be at the Royal Rumble. Speaking specifically about Mercedes Moné, it said that there has been, quote, "zero discussion in WWE when it comes to the boss of late, with the prevailing belief that she's still expected to sign elsewhere." This is what was said by Mike Johnson. Quote, "Mercedes Moné was spotted today in Boston, Massachusetts, so she's not anywhere near Florida at the moment. We are told there's been zero discussion about her in WWE circles of late. There are some in WWE who believe she is AEW bound, and others in WWE who are taking a, quote, 'I won't believe she's not returning until she's somewhere else' stance, but she's not expected for the Rumble by anyone we've spoken with.' So certainly the tone is Mercedes Moné, she's not going to be there, and the expectation is she's going to land in AEW. Now, to talk about Okada, the report notes that AEW is still seen as the most likely landing point for the Rainmaker once he is finished up with New Japan Pro Wrestling. In fact, it said that the star is, quote, AEW's to lose. This is what Johnson said, quote, "Kazuchika Okada is currently being represented by Barry Bloom in negotiating his post-New Japan Pro Wrestling future. Bloom was with Okada at Las Vegas for the TNA appearance a few weeks back. We are told Okada has no future appearances set with TNA, and that AEW is being seen as a far more likely landing point than WWE. There have been very little, if any, discussions between Okada's side and WWE, and we are told by a source familiar with the matter, as I have said many times, Okada goes back many years with Matt and Nick Jackson from the time period in TNA, where he was very much left to his own devices as a young star in a foreign country, and the Jacksons took him under their wing and helped him. Okada has been fiercely loyal to them ever since. Tony Khan has always been a massive Okada fan as well, so all signs are that Okada is AEW's to lose," end quote. Now, it may be disappointing to many to hear that neither Okada or Mercedes are planned for tomorrow's Royal Rumble Premium Live event. Regardless, the Rumble matches themselves will likely be full of surprises still, as WWE looks to kick off the road to WrestleMania in the best way possible. Now, speaking of AEW, and again, this is the prevailing belief that both Okada and Mercedes Moné will land in All Elite Wrestling. Has Tony Khan given another hint that indeed this is going to be the case? Well, Tony Khan's been very positive on social media, and he's maybe been hinting at a big year to come for All Elite Wrestling, and we may now know why, because Tony Khan has teased that 2024 will be the next 2021 AEW. Now, many fans and critics were vocal about All Elite Wrestling throughout the year of 2023, amid declining live event ticket sales and TV ratings. The company struggled to find an identity in the fallout of the firing of CM Punk. However, 2024 has begun with plenty of optimism from AEW in regards to restoring the feeling and going back to what made the promotion great to its fan base. Along with the TV product becoming more focused on sports-based presentation, AEW has also been signing talent such as Will Ospreay and Deonna Purrazzo. Recent reports also indicate that the company is currently the favorite to land Mercedes Moné and Kazuchika Okada as well. On January 26th, the AEW president Tony Khan took to social media to further add to the speculation with a photo of himself from 2021 and posted a simple message. He wrote, you can see it on the screen right there, 2024 AEW is the next 2021 AEW. Now, 2021 is widely considered to be the best year in the short history of All Elite Wrestling, highlighted by the acquisitions of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Adam Cole in the summer of that year. With that lofty expectation, fans should expect big things and possible debuts for the promotion in the months to come. Of course, the January 27 edition of AEW Collision will feature the House of Black versus FTR and Daniel Garcia in an elimination trio steel cage match, and Bryan Danielson versus Yuji Nagata in an international dream match. Do you think Tony Khan's going to live up to the hype on that one? Let me know your reaction to that as well. Finally, Triple H has arrived in Florida for the Royal Rumble weekend. WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque has arrived to mark the start of Royal Rumble weekend with tonight's SmackDown in Miami. Saturday, January 27, marks the 2024 edition of the Royal Rumble event at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. The show, of course, will feature the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches, as well as Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight in a fatal four-way match. Ahead of the January 26th episode of SmackDown from Miami, WWE CCO Triple H took to social media to post a photo of himself walking off the plane arriving in Miami for tonight's show. So there you go. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.